Up with us, we have breaking news this morning on ESPN. The New England Patriots have acquired Mohamed Sanu for a second-round draft pick. Shefty with the reporting this morning. This coming a night after, or the morning after, they obliterate the Jets on Monday Night Football. Marcus Spears, how significant an acquisition is this for New England?
So significant, G. Number one, Mohamed Sanu is the Patriot way. Under-the-radar guy that just produces and plays big in big moments. That's number one. They'll get N'Keal Harry back. They'll get Josh Gordon back. And you telling me Mohamed Sanu going to be your three possibly with Edelman already? And let's not forget Philip Dorsett makes plays all the time. It's a great acquisition.
And historically great defense to this point. Is it legitimate to start considering, will the Patriots go 16-0?
It's legitimate because this defense is dictating all of the tempo throughout football games. And obviously Tom Brady is on the other side. They're playing complementary football. Usually one side is doing well, the other side. We've had offense explode for the New England Patriots and defense be a little susceptible. Now it's just reversed.
All right, so that was the morning that the Patriots had. They had an even better night last night. Hold me as we go through this, if you would, please. Sam Darnold and the Jets with a forgettable performance in every way. Swagoo, this is the very first pass that Darnold throws in the game last night. And look at the coverage.
Gee, listen, this is about getting home early, bringing more guys than you can block, and DBs just playing with their eyes on Sam Darnold.
Okay, and someone tell me, why is no one blocking John Simon here?
Because Sam Darnold talked about his protection. He talked about sitting at home and being able to watch it. This is a bad one. But this is the Patriots. They are disguising. They are confusing a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Darnold again throwing downfield. And this one is not to anybody at all.
Because after the first few times that you get a guy home immediately, then quarterbacks get antsy and you start to dictate what they do in the pocket. And as a defense right there, that's when I know I got you.
You see his feet are flying around. This is when he said he felt like he was seeing ghosts. And now just look at the protection here.
Listen, G, this is an occurrence that happens when you're in a groove. Jump shooters get hot. They start lighting it up. This is what Belichick and this defense is doing now.
What a night this was. So we have all of that and a whole lot more. And so I will gladly talk about anything else. So here is Hembo. Brady and the Patriots are 7-0 for the third time in his career. Only one quarterback ever has produced more 7-0 starts. Who do you think it was?
Peyton Manning.
Wow, that was quick, it was decisive, and it was correct. Peyton Manning did start 7-0 5 times during his career. Manning and Brady, the definitive quarterbacks of their generation. Go ahead. Okay. I don't even know what I just saw. Okay, in the meantime, you heard Darnold say he was seeing ghosts. That needs to be explained. Ellen Dan, explain it for us.
Yeah, exactly. So, because it certainly went viral, right? I'm seeing ghosts out there, but there was actually like something behind that. Can you show us what he meant?
Well, the challenge for anybody playing the Patriots defense is that their cover zero blitz looks the same. So cover zero, we categorize coverages by numbers per safeties. That means there's 0 safeties in the middle of the field. Everybody else has man-to-man coverage, and if you don't have a guy, that means you're blitzing. So McCourty up here on the second play of the game for the Jets has Le'Veon Bell in man-to-man coverage. I hate the fact that Adam Gase put a running back out there on a corner because corners will naturally pay less attention or respect to running backs when they line them out there. So you understand, and you guys have heard me talk about this, that blitz game is about numbers, right? The Jets have 6 guys in their pass protection, and the Patriots put 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage. They are +1. And McCourty knows they are +1. So I want everyone to pay attention to the space that McCourty leaves in between him and Le'Veon Bell. He's there for a reason. He knows that +1 is going to get home before the ball can come out. So he's able to keep vision on Le'Veon Bell, but also vision on Sam Darnold, knowing you can't eat up that space between us 6 or 7 yards before that ball has to get out. And here's the crazy thing. Sam Darnold is about to throw this football. Sam Darnold is throwing that football. Neither of his receivers are looking for the football, but McCourty is, because that defender, the blitzer, gets home before Le'Veon Bell is able to run by him. Easy interception for McCourty because of the +1. Well, I talked about it looking the same and being different. Let's go to the same exact look. This is later in the game. The Jets have 6 guys up in protection. Patriots line up with the exact same look. They are +1. So as a quarterback, okay, here, ball has to get out under 1 second. Everybody's going to have to protect. What do the Patriots do? They show you the same thing, and then they change the look. These guys have all now dropped out in coverage. That guy is dropping out. So 4 rushers, 3 droppers. What does it do? Now I have an unblocked defender. I have a tackle blocking a guy that's not even rushing. Sam Darnold ain't the only guy that's seeing ghosts, not even rushing. Now you're going to have 4 offensive linemen blocking 2 guys on the Patriots. This tackle right here is looking for someone to block, but the people that he thinks he's supposed to block are dropping out in coverage. Unblocked guy, fumble. So Sam Darnold is, 1, seeing things that are happening, it's just happening too fast, and 2, then expecting to see something and it not coming. And that's where it's ghosts. But listen, it's everybody on the Jets offense, not just Sam Darnold.
I was going to say, so in summation, he was seeing ghosts, and Adam Gase did not provide him a proton pack, and that is where we are lying. So last night, Darnold seeing dead people. Tonight, Greeny, we'll be seeing tall people.
That we will. Tonight marks the beginning of another NBA season, but I want to talk about the end. Specifically, I want to talk about the 16 teams that will have a chance to win the championship once the regular season is over. Close to half of them will not deserve that chance, and I'm here to propose we do something about it. Here's the deal. The East is a joke. Let me count the ways. 6 of the top 7 players in ESPN rankings play in the West. 4 of the 5 All-NBA first-teamers play in the West. The West has won the head-to-head regular season 10 straight years and 19 of the last 20. And since last year, they poached away Kawhi Leonard and added the top 2 picks in the draft. That came a year after they poached away LeBron. And did you know that aside from Giannis and LeBron, the last Eastern Conference player to make All-NBA first team was Joakim Noah? The last Eastern guard to make first team All-NBA was Derrick Rose. How long ago does that seem? The final playoff team in the East last year was 500. The 8th seed in the West was 14 games over. If this was a fight, they would stop it, and they should. Now, why does a West team have to play an East team in the final? It's not like that in baseball or in football. It's based on long-standing travel concerns that aren't nearly what they used to be in this age of team planes and load management. So I say we do away with it all. Let the top 16 make the playoffs, seed them top to bottom, and let the true best teams emerge in the end. That's what I think. Here's Jay Will. What do you think?
Damn right. I just want to, as a fan, I just want to see the 2 best teams play in the championship. I don't care if they're from the same conference. None of that matters. The 2 best teams, Greeny.
The division in conference in basketball is done geographically. It is not in the other sports. And there's an understandable reason, because the way they travel in the NBA is totally different than they do in baseball, where they'll stay in a city for 3 or 4 days, or football, where you just go for 1 day at a time, 8 times. I get that. But at the end of the day, if this is a season, Philadelphia and Milwaukee realistically look like the only 2 teams in the Eastern Conference that could compete with the best teams in the West. And a minimum of 2 or 3 teams will get left out of the playoffs in the Western Conference that probably would have been top 4 in the East.
Look, the bottom of the East is bad, and back in 2016, LeBron James said pretty much, like, you can't do that. It would alter the landscape of the history of the game. The one thing that we know is constant is change. And we have to move in this direction from a league perspective, from a network perspective, because that's going to increase the ratings of the game that everybody wants to see.
Not only that, but change is a good thing. I mean, the NBA, more than any other sport, has adapted to change with the times. You want to talk about changing the game fundamentally. They added a 3-point shot. I mean, the best players of yesteryear played a game in which you could get a maximum of 2 points on any shot that you took. They've made bigger changes than this.
And they're talking about expanding the court, expanding the 3-point line, just expand the playoffs in a different way.
Look, if you were to name right now the 8 best teams in the sport, how many of them would play in the Western Conference? 6?
6.
Would anyone
6, 7.
besides Philly and Milwaukee belong in that conversation?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
So, I mean, that to me, look, I get that it's not going to get done this season, but it should. It's something that should change. All right, Jay Will, we have a lot more to get to this morning, a lot more basketball as we go. Up next, when it comes to Jason Garrett's future in Dallas, has Jerry Jones already made up his mind? We will analyze. And then back to hoops. Jay Will, did you hear what Michael Jordan said about Steph Curry yesterday? If you haven't heard this, you're going to love it. Next, Get Up on ESPN.
Vintage MJ.